We'll get it started. Welcome back to episode 51, everybody. It has been a long time. I believe it's been since April since we've recorded an episode. And the reason for that, to be honest, is I want to do more stuff like this, where I sit down with inspiring people around Fiji. And you know what? Me and Stephanie hang out all the time together. And really, it feels like sometimes we have nothing at all to talk about. So maybe you guys can comment on this video. If you want me and Stephanie to resume weekly podcasts and conversations, let us know. But today I'm joined by a very gracious man by the name of Stephen Andrews, who is the general manager here at Castaway Island Resort here in the Mamanuthas in Fiji. A resort that's been around for 60 years. I won't give you guys all the background, as he knows a lot more than I do, but I guess the premise of our conversation and the reason that I want to do things like this and the reason why this whole Waka brand and the Waka family being the face of that brand exists is so that we can capture the inspirational stories along the journey that we are on and share those with the world to hopefully inspire people who are of Fijian descent, Samoan, Tongan, any islander who might be in their country or all over the world to come home or to stay at home and to contribute and to be a good dad, to be a good mom, to raise a family, to run businesses like this. And so thank you, Stephen, for sitting down with me tonight amongst your busy schedule.
It's a pleasure, Jonathan. I'm actually humbled to be sitting down with you this evening. And we thank you for coming to Castaway with your family to come and experience what Castaway is all about, and I think also experience the true Fijian island hospitality. And yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to chat with you. Pinaka.
Thank you so much, man. I think, I actually heard it said on an interview just this week, and I thought about it because one of my highlights before coming here was I wanted to sit down with you. Ever since we met back in the airport, I think it was back in March.
Yep.
That's when me and Stephen had originally run into each other, and he gave me his card. And so this has been the most time I've been looking forward to for this whole stay. And so if you guys are wondering if you're wondering why we're here, it's because I messaged Stephen shortly after I got his card, and I was just like, hey, if you guys ever want to, Castaway ever wants to collab, just let us know. And the reason for that is we get a lot of inquiries, people who want to do things and collaborate with the brand, but it's not all brands align with your beliefs, and your values. And I think that you guys have something really special going on here at Castaway. And the thing that I heard earlier this week was wouldn't it be a shame if one of us died and we didn't get out all the value and all the advice and all of the good things that we've learned over the years to the people who, to a person who might be behind the camera, to the young boy and girl who might hear this. So I think I look at you as a person who's a local guy who's risen up in the ranks to manage a resort like this, of this caliber. And so, yeah, Grace, thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Pleasure's ours.
So I just want to understand a bit more about, me and Stephen already chatted behind the scenes. And actually, Craig is in the background. Craig's also from South South, so we have 3 vulnerable boys here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Vulnerable,
there's some other guys here. They were wanting to. We said, no. This is for vulnerable people only. So where does the Stephen Andrews story start? If take us back to the beginning. Where were you born?
Well, actually, I was born in Bar.
Okay.
Grew up in Bar town. I think that's where my soccer interest started, not just for me, but also for my family. Basically, my dad was one of the first local managers for Burns Phillip South Pacific Limited. And being one of the first locals, he was actually moved around Fiji to all their shops that's located, on Viti level, Vanua level, in Levuka, on Taviuni.
So what actually happened to Burns Philip?
Well,
Morris Hedstrom carried on.
yeah, Morris system carried on, but Burns Philip sort of, I think they came to a stage where they just wanted to probably wind up and
And there was a New
move on.
Zealand or Australian company?
I think
or-
it was an Australian-based company with
Okay.
probably in the head office, maybe some, correct me if I'm wrong with all viewers, based out of I think the UK or something like that.
Interesting. Yeah, okay. Right.
So anyway, so we were moved on around a lot. So we were like in Bar, we were in Tavua, Rekareki, Lotoka, Lambasa, Levuka, Taviuni,
Oh my gosh.
back to Bar, and then Savu Savu, Lambasa, back again to Bar. So we moved around a lot. So actually, there's 5 of us in the family, or I have 4 other siblings. 3 was born in Bar, 1 in Tavua, and my sister was born in Taviuni.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a fun upbringing. As a matter of fact, we would spend in school, sometimes we'd spend a year. The shortest time was 3 months in a school, and then we got moved on again,
Wow.
just because of my dad's work.
So not to deviate from your story, but so I grew up. My parents were missionaries,
Okay.
and so they were because my mom was a nurse. She would have to spend every 4 years. She'd have to go back to make sure her nursing license didn't expire.
Yeah.
So I was moving around all over the world, like as a kid, but not 3 months. Like we would go somewhere for 3 years or
Yep.
4, then go back. 3 years somewhere in Africa, then go back. But I got really good at that time. There's no Facebook, there's no emails, there's no texting. I got really good at making friends and then just like wiping the slate clean and starting over. Like, do you think that has something to do with maybe what you can now coordinate here? Just like your ability to be personable and
You know what? I think it has. It's given us the opportunity to suddenly go to a new environment, make new friends, and be able to then say, you know what, we got to move and then start over again.
yeah.
And whilst it was, some way a bit challenging, but we grew to enjoy it. We were able to make friends throughout Fiji.
Wow.
And it was a fun thing. But it was not fun for my mom because she's the one that was always packing. And then every time we moved, she would say, oh geez, my favorite dish broke, this thing is not here, did not come with the shipment. And yeah, my mom was the only one who did not enjoy it. But I think for us kids, we enjoyed it very much.
Right.
And the first time we moved to Savu Savu was, with my dad's work, was for 3 months. And over those 3 months, I think only 2 of my siblings attended school, while us, the younger one, did not. And so, it was a fun thing. And then next thing we had to move back again. Yeah, move back to Ba. But it was fun upbringing. And I think
Wow.
that's what sort of, set the stage for me and also my siblings, to understand how, I would say, how grateful we should be to have been able to meet all the different people that's around Fiji in that sense.
Yeah.
During our young years and our school days.
Is there any people that, so like I was saying for myself, you go wipe the slate clean, never see them because it's like we're in other countries. But do you ever run into people in Fiji that you're like, hey, from when I was like 5 years old?
Good question, mate.
Yeah.
I met you at the airport.
Yeah.
Right? The same scenario. I was actually at the airport. I was just having a cup of coffee or a coffee before I caught my international flight. And that morning, this guy happened to walk straight up to me. And then he goes, Stephen, you remember me? I looked at him and I go, hey, Gordon Pickering.
Yeah, right.
And he goes, hey. So we sat and reminisced, what we were in class 6 together.
Yeah, right.
And now he's the doctor. He's goes by Dr. Ifuremi, I think, and he looks after the Pacific, the new hospital just across from the airport.
Oh yeah, and then you
Yeah,
just
so-
by the Toka
Yeah,
or
by
something.
Toka Toka
Yes,
there.
right.
So yeah, he's actually based there, and we just reminisced on those, those good old days.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah,
And that was
So-
just like he just recognized
yeah,
you.
just recognized me, and then I just could place his face.
Yeah, Mr. Gordon
Yeah.
Pickering, a doctor
Gordon
now.
Pickering, he's a doctor,
Shout
and he's
out
been
to-
there for a while though.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, like, did your parents, your dad running shops like that, was there any like values that they instilled in you kids? Like, you must have learned some things being the son of a businessman, an entrepreneur
Yeah.
that you take with you.
Well, very much so. And I think the thing that our dad did was to take us to all the shops that he was at and made sure that we were like over the school holidays or the weekends, we would go into the shop while he opened the shop, encourage us to, be part of maybe one of the departments or hang around there. And he gave us some sort of understanding of how important, business is, to do with finance, and also at the same time young relationship, and that instilled in us some sort of responsibility from a very young age.
Right.
And also what it instilled in us was to appreciate the little things, because in one way I think our close family, I would say, were not as maybe established as us, and when we go and visit, we appreciated what we had, but also at the same time be respectful that everyone are different in those ways. Huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it
yeah.
instilled with us some really good values from when we were young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's, there's a lot of, I'm torn because there's a lot of, because we are tied to other countries and there's lots of NGOs and stuff going on now, there's a lot of alternative priorities, I guess you could say, that come in with belief systems from other countries in the world, right? And
Yep.
and one of those things, and I'm not saying this, but like, the child labor thing, right? And that's been a big thing that's, being pushed, especially in the rural communities. And obviously we're not advocating for child labor, but there is
not at all,
something
yep.
to be said for,
Yep.
like, as a parent, teaching your kids, like, what is hard work?
Yeah.
What do mom and dad do during the day to put this food on the table, right?
Yeah.
And I think, like, there's just a lot of families now that there's a disconnect between what is the value of a 50-cent coin, right?
Yeah.
But like, if you knew how hard you had to work to earn that,
Yeah. Very
there's
much.
a different appreciation that comes from it, right?
So true.
Yeah. So where are mom and dad at now?
Unfortunately, both parents have passed on.
Okay.
Mom passed on several years ago,
Okay.
and Dad about 2 years.
Oh,
3
sorry to
years,
hear that.
yeah.
Oh,
So
that must have been a difficult one for the family.
yeah, it was a difficult one, but
Yeah.
we got to accept it because Dad, in his when I think around he was turning about 55, 56, then he became sick with Parkinson.
Oh,
So as he progressed, it became worse. So we were, expecting, him to sort of go, but we did not expect our mom to go first.
right.
Yeah. So, but when Dad passed on, we were just happy that now he's at rest. Huh?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
peace.
So, yeah.
He's in a better place.
Peace, yeah. But considering all the years he's been working and he's always wanting to do things, but when Parkinson started to take over, it was very difficult for him to do things which he's always been doing all those working years. As a matter of fact, he was working for over 35, 38 years.
Wow.
Yeah, he worked
Wow.
for Burns Philip for about that long,
Wow.
38 years. And then he, when he went to Savu Savu, he bought the Burns Philip shop there on his last posting in Savu Savu. And when he bought the store there, that's when we siblings kind of flew the coop, so to say.
We've had enough.
Yeah, we had enough and left Dad to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But all your siblings are doing like they're all like very successful and either running their own thing or managers of their departments. Like
Yeah, I think we're blessed that my eldest brother, well, he's already he's in Australia, and Johnny, the second eldest, he's in the States. He's actually just left Fiji. I mean, he's been there for, I think, almost 20 years now.
wow.
And he actually was just here for a holiday, so he just left a few days ago.
Okay.
And then, well, John has his own company. My brother Joe he works like almost a teacher, lecturer in one of the, what do you call this, special schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's the smart guy. He's the guy with all the brains.
He thinks. I give that to him. And then there's me in the middle.
Yeah.
And then my younger brother Albert, he works for Paradise Beverage, or now Coca-Cola has taken over that company, and he oversees the northern operation.
Yeah. Funny thing,
Yeah.
small story, not to interrupt, but like your brother, because we have the coffee shop in Sianganga, he's there every week. So once in a while I'll say hello, and I've known him now for probably 2 to 3 years now. But now we just established tonight that's his brother. So small world, yeah.
Small world, yeah.
That's hilarious.
And then my sister, who's the youngest, she manages. She looks after bread bank in Lotoka.
Right.
So, but prior to that, she was with BSP. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh.
So you grow up, but you're also an athlete, right? You played soccer?
Yeah, I've been blessed to, like I said, the interest of soccer started in Ba.
Yeah. Obviously, if you're
Obviously.
born in Ba, you must have to kick a soccer ball, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, as we grew up into my, later, past the teenage years, into my early 20s, started playing soccer almost like semi-professional, and my older brother Johnny, he also played soccer, and my younger brother Albert, we all played soccer, and we played for different districts. We played for Savu Savu, I played for Lambasa, Johnny went on to play for Rewa, Albert went on to also play for Rewa, and
Wow.
we've been blessed to have gone to, made it into the national team. I managed to captain the Fiji B team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And also into the national team, but while still representing, the smaller district in Savu Savu. Yeah.
Wow.
So it came to a stage where, I said, okay, I had enough of soccer, and I don't want to go into the details.
Yeah, of course.
But then again, I had enough of soccer. Then I just concentrated on my career, on the growth of a career.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Oh yeah, thirsty.
Yeah,
With some kava.
We need to wet the throat.
Yeah.
So then, how did you?
Yep.
Soccer took you into your young adult years.
Yeah.
Then, how did you get into the tourism industry like this?
Well, when I left high school, I went into Suva to attend, it's like university. But I met one of my cousin, who was working at GPH.
Before the renovation.
Before the renovation, the old GPH. At that time, it was owned by Sir Wesley Barrett.
Sir Wesley Barrett.
Yeah, Barrett.
Wow.
Yeah, and
he was a British.
I'm not too sure what nationality he was.
But it was privately owned.
Yeah, it was privately owned, and he owned that. I think it was part of the Cathay group of hotels, if I remember correctly. Cathay.
Cathay.
Yeah,
Okay.
That was GPH. There was another one just opposite Albert Park, directly opposite GPH on the hill there.
Oh, up on the other side.
Yeah, on the other side of the park,
Okay.
on the hill.
Yeah.
And then they had Cathay Hotel in Lotoka. So they had 3 properties in the group. Yeah, so that's where I started.
And you started in what department there?
I
How did you get your
started
foot in the door?
Yeah, I started as just a clerical officer at the front desk.
Okay.
And I think those of us in those early years, if you, you know, those telephone system, telecommunication system where you have a, and then you have to click, oh yeah, one moment please, and then you transfer by
Wires.
poking wires, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, at that time. And then
And
if you dial, someone wants an outside call, one moment please, and then you dial the number for them. Hello, this is wherever, okay, one moment please. Okay, yeah, your call here already, then you click up, and the call will go through.
Man.
It was so funny at that time. And then you have what we call the green book, you know, everything was on this green book. So you like have a folio of green books and you'd fill all these things out.
Whoa.
And you took bookings via telex machines, you know, like it would just come in over fax. At that time it was telex, and then went to fax machines.
Whoa.
Those early days. And everything was like a cashier register when you press.
Yeah, right,
and take payments. Yeah.
And everything opens.
Yeah.
And then you went to the credit card.
Yeah,
thing.
all those credit card ones, all swipe ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, those were the good old days, man.
Wow.
Yeah, hospitality was fun, and you know, I just said, you know, this is where my heart is at.
What was it about that? Like what? Like I mean, that sounds like a pain in the ass. Like you know, like
No,
all
because
that
you know
kind
there
of
was
thing,
no
right?
other alternative then at that
Yeah,
time. That was
yeah.
what the you know what
True.
the technology was like at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think what really made me was I loved the atmosphere that was there.
Huh.
And you know, then going into Suva and your first job, you know, it was fun.
No, was GPH always on that level? Like now it's kind of
Oh,
it
well,
has a certain
it was-
clientele now, right? I mean, and
Yeah.
this I'm not saying good or bad.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's actually a wonderful place in Suva. But what was it at that time?
At that time, it was it was a landmark building because you know when Prince Charles came, when the Queen came, you know, they came and stayed at GPH. So
Yep.
it was one of the landmark hospitality, or I would say hotel.
So it's always
in
been
Suva. So it's
at that
been there.
spot. Wow.
Yeah. But at that time, I think Sir Wesley he was really old, and I think he just had enough, and he just wanted to. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Taking a few steps back, I forgot to ask you because obviously a big part of our journey is like our faith, and so are you a man of faith?
I grew up in a family of faith. My dad was a lay preacher for the Methodist Church.
Is that right? Okay.
We weren't allowed, I mean, we had to go to church every Sunday. Every Sunday, no matter what. We grew up actually in the church, I would say, because you know, we'd have to go to Sunday school, we had to go through MYF, you know, as youths, and anything to do with the church, we had to be part of it, because my dad was, you know, one of the lay preachers.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, at that time, so I used to live in Nandi, but
Okay.
when we lived here, we were part of like the Indian Methodist circuit.
That's the same thing my dad was. He was in the English,
Yep.
but it was associated to the Indian circuit.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were one of our pastors when we were at Bethany Church
Yes.
in Nandi.
Yeah.
It was Reverend Lau.
Yeah, I know
he's-
Reverend Lau.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
I mean, as of last year, if you go search Reverend Lau on Facebook or YouTube, he preached an infamous sermon to the Methodist Church.
I did.
Yeah.
It was a good sermon.
Yeah, man.
As a matter of fact, I
What?
was watching that same clip I think a month ago.
Really? Yeah. Yeah. I was just
I was
talking
go,
about
you
it.
go. That's the way, Reverend.
And the thing about Reverend Lau, if he sees this, man, much love and God bless you in your work. I mean, like, he can speak in English. He'll hit you in Hindi. He'll hit you in Fijian, and
Yeah.
he'll just switch like whenever he wants. And so he was just he was speaking. We can just say a direct message to the church and the
It
people.
was
who-
an awesome sermon.
Yeah,
man.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you did grow up in the church.
Very much so. Yeah, my dad was a lay preacher, and actually when he went to Savu Savu, he sort of, I wouldn't say start, but he spearheaded the opening of the English Methodist service in Savu Savu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it still there?
It's
to this
still
day?
it's still going. Yeah, every
Interesting.
Sunday. Yeah, and we worship at the Namaka Methodist Church.
Namaka Methodist.
The Nakama Methodist Church.
Okay.
And we had the English service at 8:30, and the Fijian service started after us.
Oh, you shared a building.
Yeah, we shared the same
Right.
building.
Now,
Yeah.
has any of the, like, I mean, I just, I look at Jesus in the Bible, and I guess I'll share one of the stories that has really like stood out to me. So, in the way that I have been challenged to do business, like, so after Jesus resurrected, he goes, a few days after, he's on the shore and he sees, some of his friends fishing, and that's the throw your net onto the other side, right?
Yeah.
And then they do it, and they catch all these fish, 152 fish or something like that, and they bring it to shore. And when they come to shore, the first thing that he says is, "Come and have breakfast." And then in the Bible it says none of them needed to ask who he was; they all knew it was Jesus. And being involved in, so I used to be a mechanic when I was younger, and then I
Awesome trade.
yeah, it served me a lot. Like,
Yep.
I don't get, if people tell me something about my car, I'm like, you can't lie to me. And in Fiji, people can't
Yeah,
believe I know
no.
how to turn wrenches, or like I'll
Yeah.
tell them what's wrong with their car. They're like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, whatever. I'm like, okay, don't listen to
Yeah.
me. So then I graduated into the sales side of the business, and actually telling people what's wrong with their car and why they needed to fix it. And so customer service, Stephanie, my wife, being in waitressing and then owning our own businesses, like customer service has always been a huge thing, right? And seeing this business as well, a huge thing. And just seeing like the heart of Jesus and like how he served people, and that story in particular has always stood out to me, because like first thing that Jesus did was like he helped his team win. Like he had friends who wanted to catch fish, and he was like, hey, in order to be in like a position of authority, I'll tell you guys, like, hey, throw your net on the other side. And when they did, they won. Like they caught lots of fish, right? And so it's like, as a leader myself, I'm like, how do I help first, before I help me win, how do I help them win? Like I think you were referring to that earlier today, like because if they win, then I'll win, and then we can all win together, right?
Yeah.
And then like when they came to shore, the disciples, like he had said, come and have breakfast. And I've always been like, that's so crazy that Jesus made breakfast for these guys. And then right after that, they're like, oh, this has to be Jesus. Because they were all questioning, right?
Yeah.
They'll show me your nails, the scars in your hands. But when he served them, that was like the greatest sign to them that he was the Lord, And so like that for me is the story that has impacted me the most on like how to lead with like a servant attitude, And I have a feeling that you embody some of those same things in the way that you do the operation here. Like how has your faith impacted? Because obviously you're not preaching to the guests and to your staff, but like there's something about the way you hold yourself.
Well, like I said, I started from the bottom, so I understand, what each and every member of my staff would go through in providing hospitality and the expectation of not just the guests, but as a resort, our expectation. And I would say my faith is one thing that really built me in this industry. Prior to here, I was at the Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort in Savasau. I was there for 7 years. I left there as the resort manager.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, at that time, I was really working on my faith. I wanted to understand, what Stephen is all about. What, why am I here?
Yeah. What am I supposed to do?
What I'm supposed to do. And the reason I was questioning myself in those years was because, I came from after the soccer was over. I said, I have to do something about, myself and my work. And I was questioning myself, why I'm here. And with, the experiences that I had, learned at GPH and all that. And so I put myself, to really understand what's the worth of me. And as I was questioning myself out of nowhere, and I testify about this to my friends during my in the early years of when I'm in the industry. The verse Jeremiah 29:11 came to me, and I didn't know where this verse came by, and so I looked it up.
So just that came to you, just to look it up?
Just look it up.
Huh.
And it said, I have plans for you, plans to prosper you, and to give you a future.
And at that time, that's an impactful verse as a young guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I said to me, okay, God has a plan for me.
So this is while you're at Cousteau?
No, whilst I was in Cousteau.
Jeremiah 29:11.
Before I got there. And I said, okay, maybe this is the, and so I put my head down and I said, I'm going to concentrate on this. And I just met my wife. How I met my wife was that I met her in Tavuni. I went for a soccer trip there, but I was already working at Cousteau's at that time.
Right. But soccer always in the blood, right?
Yeah, kind of when I met her there, and then, as they say, rest is history. Then whilst I was at Cousteau, then I said, you know what, I'm going to probably look at other opportunities. And then several opportunities just came up. I didn't even apply for anything. I just got calls and said, hey, want to join us? I think I had about 4 offers at that time.
Whoa.
Yeah. And in that 4 offers, one came from Outrigger. And the owner of Outrigger, Mr. Jeffrey Shaw at that time.
Jeffrey Shaw.
Jeffrey Shaw. I think he asked one of the HR guys to call me up and say, hey, to come and join Outrigger. And then I said, you know what, thank you, but it's okay, maybe I'll think about it. And then I think probably a few months after that, then I got another call, but this time it came from Jeffrey Shaw himself.
Okay.
And then he explained who he was. At that time, I didn't even know who Jeffrey Shaw was.
He was a private owner of Outrigger.
He owned Outrigger and he owned Castaway.
Wow.
And then he said, I've got an opportunity for you on Castaway Resort. Would you like to come and join me? And so I said, can I just think about it? And then he goes, okay, I'll send you an email.
So this is going back like 2005.
2005-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, the early 2005-ish.
Yeah.
I think that would have been around May probably, or April.
Right. So what was going on in your mind? Like, why wasn't it just like, oh yeah, heck yeah, I'm there?
Because I just got married.
Okay,
so I went to think about family.
Yep.
And also at that time, my mom had passed away,
Yep.
and my dad was alone in Savu. So I had, and the rest of my family had already, like I said, we flew the coop some years earlier.
So you're the one looking after Dad.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty comfortable space. Like it's down the road, right?
Yeah. And so then I said, okay, let me think about it. And then I received an email on my personal email address from Mr. Jeffrey Shaw, and then he said, I'd like to meet you. We'll get you across. We'll fly you across to Nandi. Let's meet, and then have interview or whatever interaction, and then we can after that, and then you decide. And so I said, oh, okay. At least he gives me the opportunity to go check the place out. Have a chat with him. Yeah, nothing to lose.
Sure.
And so I came. Met him in Nandi, went out for lunch, had an initial chat with him. Then he said, okay, hey, Stephen, I'd like to take you to the island. I said, oh, I'd love to go to the island. And my first introduction to the island was on a seaplane. So he brought a seaplane, so both him and I. That was a good experience.
Yeah.
So we came on the seaplane, got off here, I'm going, geez. Checked the place out, had a chat with him, interview with him there. Then he showed me the quarters where I'm staying in now.
Yeah.
and that home was just built then.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we came back
So
down.
you're the only person that's ever occupied that
yes,
space.
the first person to stay in that
So
house.
that's your
and-
home.
Yeah.
It's real. Yeah. It's not quarters. That's home. Yeah.
And so, yeah, we came, had an interview. He gave me an offer, and he said, "Please, if you'd like, yeah." And so it was a pretty good offer.
Yeah.
I went back home, spoke with the missus. At that time, our eldest was about almost 1 year old then.
Okay. Wow. So young family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And went and speak with my dad. He said, "You know what? I think you should go."
Yeah.
And then I called my other siblings up, advised them I'll be, leaving Sausau, so we have to consider what we need to do for Dad.
Yep.
And so, we planned the support. Everyone was okay about it. Yeah.
So did he stay in Sausau, or did he come with you?
No, he stayed in Sausau.
He stayed there.
Yeah,
That's
because
where he wanted.
he was comfortable.
Yeah.
And at that time, my dad was also, he had Parkinson, but not to, to a strain where he just wanted to just be around familiar surroundings. Huh?
Yeah.
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 And then I accepted the offer here. Then I came in 2005.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Like it's something like. It's not just money. You can have all the money in the world and
That's
obviously
very
still be
true.
miserable. But even if you did have a better offer than whatever you were previous, I think just the way of life in Fiji, like we're looking after our parents or our grandparents.
Yeah.
Like it's not just money, right? Like
It's not just money. That's very true,
it
man.
has to be something more that pulls you.
Very much. Because when I came here, then I brought a young family with me. So my wife and my 1-year-old son. We came in.
Did they come
took-
and stay here on the island when you came, or were they? Based
no,
in
they
the
were
mainland?
here with me because home
Here.
was for them here.
Wow.
So they stayed here on the island
Yeah.
with me. So I came in as the manager operations, assisted the resort manager at that time, who was Don Wakeham.
Wakeham.
Wakeham,
Another Sausau.
Another Sausau. Oh, yes. No, she's from Taviuni, I think. The
Oh,
family's
okay.
from Taviuni,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wakeham.
So-
Yeah. Yep.
And then in what year was that? 2011, I took over the responsibility as resort manager.
Okay.
So, yeah, she retired. Then Jeff Shaw said, you be here, because actually, initially after 1 month, I think 3 months, I told him, hey, I want to go, and he said to me, I didn't bring you here for that month. I'm bringing you here for a long term. And this particular gentleman, Jeffrey Shaw, I think he was 1 in a million type of person.
Really?
Yeah. Australian,
Yeah.
1 in a million.
Huh.
His business acronym, especially with hospitality, you'd never get that studying in university. You'll never get that studying in wherever.
Wow. So a great guy to shadow.
Great guy
and
to
learn.
shadow, and I was blessed, I would say, that I learned from the best in the industry.
So was he
And-
hands-on in the businesses?
No,
No.
he'd come every month to the resort, but we would have conversation every week. We would discuss, every single bit of the resort operation. We would start from the back of house right to the front of house, to reservations, front office, sales and marketing, F&B, cost, food cost, beverage cost, boats, engineering, and one of the important things that he told me was about environment sustainability.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is actually, this is the first time I've ever heard that word on this island. And you know what? There's a lot of places that say the word all the time. They just say it because they want, it's like a facade that they want you to be like, oh, we plant trees and we don't. They put signs in your bedroom about saving water and reuse your towels, but this has actually been the one place where I've felt like there is like environmental sustainability mindset here, and nobody's ever said it to me.
Uh,
Seriously,
okay.
I told Stephanie that last night. I'm like, have you noticed they're not shoving like the green earth thing down our throat while we're here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this property, and I'm glad you said this. It was through Jeffrey Shaw's, continuous encouragement in that respect. And I remember one of the things that he's told me a lot of things, and one of the things he said to me was, Stephen, if you cannot allocate in your budget or your business plans environmental sustainability activities, throw that plan out. Throw that plan out because it will not work in your setting here.
Interesting.
He understood the upkeep of an environment like this, your natural environment, will continue to sustain your business. Because the guests come for, natural surrounding.
Yep,
They come to enjoy the ocean, the reefs, they come to enjoy the terrestrial part of it, the land-based natural environment.
Yep.
So, and then he said, this is what we can do as a business to look after, and how we can educate our staff and get them to embrace it and take ownership of it. And also at the same time, make sure that the things that we put in place works in a positive way and measure it. At that time, no one was doing it.
Yeah, now it's like now it's a thing
But
you have to do, right? It's
yeah.
an in thing,
It's
right?
an in thing.
Yes, yeah.
But we did it, and all our staff are, it's part of it's embedded in their work ethics.
Yep.
That we have to look after the environment. We have to make sure that the recycle bit is happening. We have to save water because we produce our own water.
Right.
Yes, we have one of the big one is our generators, but we measure how much fuel we use every day, how we can assist in dropping the fuel usage by switching things off.
Right.
And those sort of small things.
Yep.
But all the staff embrace that.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so we've gone to then some other bigger projects, like for example, we've got coral planting activities. And
I did hear about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, Thursday, is dedicated to Marine and Environment Day.
Okay.
So the activity is structured to some of, to the theme of the day. So we take guests out to coral plant. We take guests out to, go out snorkeling and just appreciate our clam farm. And then we have our activities team. We have a marine biologist also on our activities team, and they do a presentation to our guests and talk about those sustainable activities that we have.
Right.
As a matter of fact, if you look across here, we have a biogas system that's
Oh, is
here.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we've got it. We're doing some maintenance to it, but what happens is that biogas, once it's filled, it's piped to our kitchen here.
Right here.
So yeah,
Yeah.
the gas we use.
And you guys
to
have
do-
enough food to feed it.
Yeah,
Like that's a
from
problem.
the kitchen. That's
I like the biogas idea, and actually a gentleman by the name of Wayne Fuakilau, he came and talked to me about one. But the only issue with like the small house ones is there's not, you have to have so much stuff to feed it.
put it
But in
in.
a situation like this,
Yeah.
you can.
It
Yeah,
works,
that's
yeah.
really neat.
So those are some of the small things that we do here. And then we've just put in a coral gene bank park where we were hoping that we'd take you guys out. you
Yeah,
know.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but unfortunately the weather didn't work out
Yeah.
pretty today. So we've got that going. Also, our next project is relocation of the Fijian crested iguana on the island.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's here.
It used to be here.
Oh.
Yeah, we understand that the iguanas lived here on the island, but because of introduction of cats and became feral on the island,
Oh.
so it got rid of that.
Interesting.
But
Okay.
now we've gone through the program where we will be eradicating, or we have already gone to the stage of eradication,
Yep.
the first stage,
Yeah.
and we've also continued to trap feral cats on the island, but we've got to a minimal number right now.
Yeah.
And we've also worked with the guys from Tarango Zoo, Auckland Zoo, And we've got this guy, Dr. Peter Harlow, who's assisting us with the relocation program. We just of recent got the government's permit to do the relocation. And so we are planning the first week or end of
Sorry,
November.
one sec. I thought it shut off, sorry. So,
Yeah. So we're planning towards the end of November or the first week of December to start the relocation program.
so will these come from Taveuni?
No,
Oh,
we have to identify those iguanas that are endemic to the islands out here. So we've gone through that whole process on identifying them. We went through a DNA process and all that
What?
with assistance from Dr. Peter Harlow. So we've identified
wow.
iguanas which are on Malolo Levu, near Six Senses there, and also just where Liku Liku. And these two properties are already, into it. But I thought that, it's important that we bring the iguanas back.
Well, this is
because-
on a different island altogether, right?
Yeah. And because, they used this is where they lived.
Right.
They were part of this island until
This ecosystem.
through the whole ecosystem. And we had people come in from the guys from the USP come in to look at our flora and fauna
Yep.
to confirm that there's plants for and vegetation which the iguanas could feed on. So we did a whole survey of our dry forest there. We identified the area that we could relocate them in.
So you guys have done a full,
full-on
study,
study, yeah.
whoa, wow. Wow.
So this will happen relocation will happen in November, late November, I think maybe December.
Right.
And the reason why we picked those months is that because those, the trees and floral, during that time they will start to flower, so there's abundance of food for the iguana at that
right.
time. So we're just trying to time
Oh,
it
shit.
over then.
I didn't know the iguanas were on any other place than Taveuni.
Oh no,
honestly
those are
didn't know.
American iguanas, but those are invasive species.
Oh, so that's a different
That's
iguana.
different iguanas. No, these are the Fijian crested iguanas. They're endemic to the islands here.
I didn't even know
Yeah.
that existed, honestly.
And those iguanas that we're getting, like I said, we went through the DNA test and knowing that these iguanas belong to these islands
Right.
here. We don't want to bring in iguanas that are not,
American
yeah,
crested
part
on
of
the-
it.
no.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, those are some of the sustainable programs that we have ongoing here.
yeah.
And, this again is through Jeffrey Shaw and his initiative. Awesome guy, man. He was, he's my mentor.
No, is he still with us?
Unfortunately, he passed on last year.
Oh, man.
And I was blessed to be invited to his funeral in
Wow.
Australia. And I was asked also to do a eulogy
No.
at his funeral.
Wow. So you
Yeah.
guys were really close
I
to
was very close to him.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
he was an awesome guy. His understanding of the industry was just, I think, too good.
Wow.
Unfortunately, he had to sell the
Yeah,
two
so what made
properties.
him, yeah.
Well, what he told me was that his two wonderful kids who grew up or loved Castaway,
Yeah.
I think they just didn't want to be part of the business. Huh?
Right.
And so,
Well, I guess to a point where.
yeah. So Jeffrey Shaw said, this is an opportunity that came his way. So he sold the two properties to his partners. At that time was the Outrigger Group, and they were managing his other property there.
Okay.
And when the management was coming to an end, that's when he saw an opportunity for them to take over that property, and they said, "Hey, why don't you take over Castaway?"
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
So Outrigger at that time was owned by the Kelly family. They're based out of Hawaii.
Oh.
Yeah, an American family, and they own the Outrigger portfolio or the Outrigger Group.
Right.
And so Jeffrey Shaw sold in 2014.
So 11 years ish.
Yeah. So, but he actually owned this property for about 22 years.
Wow. Wow.
Excuse me, yeah. He
Wow.
owned this for about 22 years. until he sold. So when he sold to Outrigger, that's when we became part of the Outrigger Hospitality Group in 2014.
Ah,
But then again, the
I see.
Kelly family then sold the whole of the Outrigger properties
in Fiji,
in
both.
of the whole
all the-
portfolio of properties. They all sold it to KSL. These guys are a private equity firm based out of the US.
Okay.
So KSL took ownership of Outrigger, which included our sister property on the road and Castaway.
Right.
But the funny thing was they didn't change our name. We kept the name Castaway because we were already a brand in ourselves.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just said, you guys continue to be Castaway, and that's when when Outrigger took over.
Was that something that you had to fight for to keep the Castaway name, or was that just not? They didn't try to force it.
Well, they did. We did discuss it in the early years.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And then I was able to. I mean, I wouldn't say convince, but make them
Make a case
accept,
for it.
Yeah, make a case for it and
Yeah.
accept that we are a brand on our own. We, it's a well-known brand,
Yep.
and it's already accepted by our travel partners, guests, and that. So
Yeah.
why change it when it's? And yeah, it has been like that. And Outrigger, I think they understand that, and they said, no, let's continue as we are.
I think it's a good idea because, just in my personal leaning, is like sometimes you want to stay away sometimes from like the big names, your IHGs. Like sometimes you want like a more customized holiday, and so it doesn't hurt sometimes probably for Outrigger to have something in their portfolio that they can have as still in the Outrigger portfolio, but it's got a lot of history and it's a bit more of a, they can sell it as something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's the
Personal.
that's understanding that they accepted.
Yeah.
Let Castaway keep the brand, but but then again, we have a corporate expectation.
Of course.
And it has works. Yeah, it continued to work for us.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that what we have created here on Castaway was through Jeffrey Shaw.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's been like I said, a real mentor for me. But bless him, after he sold, I had the opportunity to again, continue with Outrigger, and so Outrigger then promoted me to the GM role.
And that was in the year 2014.
2014,
Okay.
yeah, about mid of 2014, I think. Yeah. So when I became GM, I became the first GM of Castaway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Because that time
it was Jeffrey Shaw.
Yeah.
So we just had single ownership. I had direct access to ownership.
Yeah.
So I became the first GM of Castaway, and reporting directly to Outrigger. Yeah.
Right. So do you have to go over there sometimes?
Yeah. I've been blessed, to have then got more mentors in the industry.
Right.
So with the guys out of Outrigger, the guys that the Kelly family initially out of Hawaii, I was blessed to have met the patriarch of the Kelly family, and they came to visit Castaway, and the whole family came to Castaway, and they said usually they don't go to an Outrigger, their own property as a family. Yeah, it was a lot of pressure for us. But they came, he brought all the family to Castaway.
Wow.
And they said, this was the best property in the group for them.
Wow.
So, it became for me, oh, geez, it's a nice, compliment, humbling. And also it just goes to show what we have created here on property.
Okay, so let's get to that then. For those of you who have not yet experienced Castaway, because you will one day, you should come. You should come and experience it. And actually, I'll plug it the 29th of September, big local discounts coming up that you guys will hear more about. But just go on their website, and I'm sure you'll see stuff. But you should come and experience it. But like, there's something different going on here, like the family atmosphere.
Very
And
much. You know,
so how have you fostered that?
so like I said, it was through Jeffrey Shaw.
Right.
He instilled those values for this property, and we went through. And the values that he built on was 3 basic values,
Okay.
which was called the Ra. We referred to as the Ra. So it was respect. Geez, I just forgot it, man. Responsibility, accountability, and respect. Responsibility,
Okay,
accountability, and respect. Those were the 3 values that this property was built on. And everyone, every staff embraced that responsibility, that values, those values. And he went to an extent where, when we had a cyclone, where usually you send staff home, he did not. He kept everyone. Oh, excuse me.
On the job.
On the
Or
job.
Keep them employed. Keep them on payroll.
Yeah, on payroll and that. And he sort of advised the staff, I'll look after you. I'll look after you, and in turn the staff made sure that they look after and took ownership of the business.
Right.
And those values just flowed on, and for me, when I came in, embraced those values, and I ensured that it flowed on to the staff. It comes back to the staff, and I tell you, I'm blessed to be part of the team here, because we have a wonderful team. And the staff create the holiday for us. Yes, I accept. If you look around our property, you look at the structures, we're one of the oldest property in the Mamanuca and the Malolo group of islands, and we are probably one of the oldest properties, or amongst the oldest properties in Fiji in general.
That being said, I can see the age of the buildings, but it's got to be one of the best maintained for what you have here. Like, from what I can honestly say as a guest, like me and Stephanie were saying, you can tell that the buildings have been here a long time, but like they're in really, really good condition.
Yeah.
Like the corners are clean. Like you guys, yeah.
And it comes back to the staff. They take that responsibility, and every day, for us, we accept. She's an old lady, but we need to, put that in. We need to keep on putting that in.
Yeah.
And so over those years, that's what the staff have embraced. We don't refer to the team as staff. We refer to them as host. So this is what our host embraced.
Yeah.
And if you talk to some of the hosts that, like for example, Joy, our HR manager, has just been here for 1 day.
Yes.
And today she told me, after our management cocktail, she said, Stephen, I've never experienced something like this.
Really?
And she's been in the industry for 19 years now.
And there's a lot of management cocktails that happen.
Yeah, she's been to a lot of management cocktails across her, while being in the industry. And she said she's never experienced something like this.
What do you think was different about that? Because I actually haven't been to any other, so
Yeah.
but I enjoyed it. But what do you've been
I
to?
think, yeah, the thing is that the interaction we have with the guests, it's a genuine interaction. It's wanting to really understand how they're enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then also at the same time, we've been able to make them feel like it's not a cocktail. It's, it's a gathering where we want to come and just
Friends and family.
just celebrate the day, or
Yeah.
celebrate the holiday, or they being here.
Yeah.
So that's the atmosphere we create.
Right.
Yeah. Whilst we're introducing all our managers, but it's done in a way where oh geez, man, I'd like to go and talk to this person later on. Yeah?
Yeah, because the ethos of what you did there, and introducing each of the heads of department, is like, obviously with what we're doing with the brand, with the Waka brand, is, I believe, very much so in storytelling. And that's why I wanted to sit down with you tonight, because like there are a lot of white sandy beaches in Fiji, right?
Very true.
and the thing that makes it different is like the stories of the people. And the thing is, like, actually every facility through the Mamanudas in Vonolehu, across Vitilevu, like, they all have people with amazing stories. But it's very few know how to leverage each person's unique experiences and the gifts that they have because of their life, you know? And then be able to bring them forward and you share your name and something about yourself, right? And I like that little touch, the personality, it goes a long ways with
Very
the
much
guests.
so.
Yeah.
I think, the word personality in the hospitality industry is quite important. Huh? Once the guests feel like, it has become, personal on that sort of level, yes, there's a line to it, but I think we do it very well here.
Yeah.
And the guests, they are sort of, attracted to it.
Yeah.
And this is why we continue to have a lot of guests come back year after year.
I couldn't
after
believe
year.
you obviously knew what was going to
Yeah.
happen, but like you're like, can everybody raise their hand who's been here before? It was like, I'd say 2/3. Okay, at least half, 50% we'll say, of the group was like hands up, and I was looking around. I was like, holy crap, that's yeah. I thought I was like, okay, like maybe this would be a family, and everybody was like, welcome back. But it was like, I'm like the new one here. Man, that was really cool.
No, it's a special place.
Well, they say like the cheapest. I think we said this on the phone. Before we came over was like the cheapest customer to bring is the one that you don't have to go get. It's the one who's already been, right? Like the returnee, right? You don't have to market to them. Yeah. They already believe, and they're the ones who are telling the story to the next people, right?
Very much.
And they do the marketing for you.
Yeah, they do it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think also at the same time, it's this, like I said, over the ownership changes. I've seen 4 ownerships since I've been here.
Right.
But all this ownership have embraced what we have created here. And also at the same time, they have bring in the support for us to continue to do it better. And also at the same time, they've brought, given us more opportunities to grow that. Outrigger, it's an awesome brand also. It's the values that they have are very similar to what Jeffrey Shaw has. I think that's why Jeffrey Shaw sold it to them, knowing that the values that he had will continue.
He sounds like the type of guy that wouldn't have sold to somebody who wouldn't carry on the beliefs and the values, right?
Very much so, and that's one of the things that he told me, that he's selling to Outrigger because they have the same values that he had.
Interesting.
And they do have the same values. Yeah. And with that, I've been blessed to, then get to be trained, be directed, given the opportunity to work with some of these guys who are so awesome in not just the industry here but international.
Right.
Yeah, like for example, I've got people in Asia Pacific, Outrigger, who are my bosses, my direct bosses that I report to, the support that they provide to us.
But to leverage their experiences in the Southeast Asian markets and stuff, that must be huge. Because the volume they see is wow.
And also at the same time, they are able to understand how we can, just bring it together to complement what we have here on Castaway, what we have created here on Castaway.
Right.
And just not only that, our CEO of Outrigger Hospitality Group, Jeff Wagner.
The whole group?
Of the whole group.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, he's just an awesome guy. Reminds me of Jeffrey Shaw also.
Oh, that's so cool though. That's really cool.
And, his ethics, his values, it just trickles down from the top.
Wow.
Yeah, through the whole of the Outrigger group and to us here.
Wow.
And it's just awesome to see. And he's come to the island here once, and he was blown away by what we do here on Castaway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And and he understands it's the staff that creates it.
Yeah. That the feeling, the more than the white sandy beach.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
So
Naka Greg.
one thing that I've heard from some of the team members is like they have a lot of experience. You have a lot of experience here in tourism, but it seems like almost everybody's been at every resort around here.
Yeah.
I was speaking with your head of food and beverage, and I think he,
Semesa.
Semesa, and he was saying that he had been at Sofitel and some, but there's got to be. There must be two sides to the coin. Like it must be hard to lose people that you train, but it must be also good to have people who have seen to
An
bring
experience.
the kind of the best of everything. Is this
Yeah.
normal in the industry in
Well,
Fiji? It must be.
Yeah, no, definitely it's normal in the industry. Yeah?
Yeah,
But the thing is that not everyone can work on an island setting like this.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
And
Because you have to,
It-
you're here for
yeah,
many
for a
days
while.
and then you're off. Yeah,
Because that can play a part to people not wanting to stay as long as we have. Huh?
right.
So, but when they come in to Castaway, they feel that it's quite different to wherever they've been before.
Right.
But then they embrace what we have, and at the same time they bring in that to complement what we already have,
Yeah, exactly.
and that's the beauty thing about it.
Right.
And then then we can, then I think for me, my job is to say, okay, right, I think that will fit. This, please, let's take it this way. Yeah, let's keep
Yeah.
it this way because this is what we're all about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I mean, for me, the way I would say that I manage is to encourage people to bring in their thoughts,
yeah,
because no suggestion is stupid.
yeah. Open
Yeah,
dialogue.
It's open dialogue.
Yeah,
And then, if we think it's going to work, okay, let's try it.
yeah,
Let's give it a try.
yeah.
And then if it works, it works.
That's a big
And-
deal. Like being open to hearing suggestions and
Yeah. And also at the same time, I encourage our hosts, our managers to be themselves. It's not that I go around with a big stick trying to say, this is what I want, this is where, because it takes away the staff from enjoying what they do.
right.
And so when they enjoy themselves and they know this is the expectations of where we want, and we know that they're doing that to that expectation, we allow them to just be themselves. And when they're themselves, it's a different approach, the way they serve the guest.
Right. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And
Yeah.
they do it with genuineness.
There's no facade. There's nothing.
None at all.
Yeah.
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 So,
So, kind of to wrap things up, I guess. Like if I'm just picturing, you watching this. If there's like a 17 or 18-year-old Steven out there somewhere who's just like dipping their toes into the industry and sees thousands of employees throughout, how do I ever get to be like you, to be a GM, to be in that level of authority or to ever get to that position? There's a lot of pressure for people. The only option is overseas, and that's one of the things I wanted to do, or to maybe just give some people some hope that like, hey, you can come back to home, and maybe people like myself and people like you can be part of fostering a reason for people to stay and to not have to leave our families and leave our moms and our grandfathers and grandmothers, so we can maintain what we have here in Fiji. What would you say to that person who's like, I don't see how I can ever get to be at a GM level? What did you do?
yeah. I never thought I'll become a GM. I never thought I'll be, in a property like this for this long and to still be part of it. Because, like I said, we've changed ownership, corporate ownership over those years. And over those change, I was kind of also, concerned for myself. I say to myself, hey, I'm a local.
Yep.
We've got corporate. These guys have GM experiences throughout the world, who they could, sort of said, what, Stephen, we're going to come in and, make it better, make it different.
Yeah.
But, like I said, because of that, I was kind of concerned about it. But then I said to myself, you know what? If they want to keep me here, I will prove to them that, we can, as a local, we can give them the returns, and also at the same time ensure that the guests continue to enjoy the experiences here on Castaway. And for an 18-year-old, my suggestion is, you know what? The first thing is, if whatever faith you are, for me being a Christian, stay true to the faith. And then at the same time, do not be afraid to take the opportunity. When it comes, go for it. Do not think yourself lesser than anyone else. If the opportunity comes your way, that means it probably was meant for you. And if you say no, you just missed out on that plan which I believe God would have set for you already. But then again, once you've taken that opportunity, work hard. You have to prove, not only just to God, or thank you for giving the opportunity, but prove to whoever gave you that opportunity that you were the right person to be given that opportunity. And once you continue to work hard, stay humble. Respect those around you. Also know that there are people around you who are more smarter than you. Learn from those small experiences that you have. And when you learn from those experiences, you get more experience. And then the opportunities will come your way. And as all those opportunities come your way, embrace them, continue to work hard, and always stay humble. Keep your feet grounded, right? And also remember that as you grow up or go up around the ladder, respect those who are below you. Because these are the ones that are assisting you to go through your progress. And also at the same time, remember you are standing on the shoulders of those who have given you the opportunity to get to the next stage of life. And as you go through it, continue to learn, continue to embrace, continue to understand what's around you, how it would assist in your growth. And then as you go, do not worry too much about the financial side of it. It will come if you want to work hard. Continue to also learn the opportunities that's out there. Right now, education in Fiji is available, quite freely. Take those opportunities and do not put yourself down to say, there's someone, yes, there's maybe some people better than you, but you are in that position. Give it your best shot. Give it your best shot. Right? And as you give it your best shot, you will gain that experience, you'll gain that confidence, and continue to say, okay, right, what's next for you? And, and as you continue to do that, like I say, keep the faith, stay humble, appreciate those who gave you the opportunity, but more so appreciate those who you have been able to, climb up the ladder from, and respect those, those who are maybe finding their way back, finding their way up, and just stay humble. Keep your foot grounded, because definitely God has a plan for each and every one of us. That's why He put us on this earth, and that's why He's given you that opportunity. Because as per Jeremiah 29:11, that's the verse that I think I was blessed with. He has a plan for each and every one of us, a plan to prosper you.
Future.
Yeah, and give you a prosperous future.
Amen.
And that future all depends on you, how you want to do it. Your future is you can only get to your future, that future, if you look after your present.
100%.
Yeah.
Man.
So, awesome, man.
Thank you.
Love you guys. And
I can't. I couldn't say it any better. Thank you for sitting
Cheers,
down
man.
tonight.
No,
we'll have
you.
one last bowl just to close it off.
Yeah.
Man, thank you so
Awesome,
much.
man.
I
Thank
think
you for your time, Jonathan.
no,
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. I know that there'll be a lot of people that will benefit from this conversation and also just know how to conduct themselves and to treat everybody with respect and to get to the position of leadership. There's a difference between a manager and a leader. Okay, guys, like managers, they have something to prove. They always, that that you're under them. But leaders you'll feel like a different kind of respect that'll come from them that they will embody. And I think that's the reason that I wanted to sit down with you tonight. So,
Naka, Jonathan.
thank you so much.
Very much humbled. Thank you.
I am humbled and just grateful to have the opportunity to be out here. So thank you for inviting our family. I hope that this, I don't care if this gets any views or whatever. I hope that you guys do look at it, but if not, it was fun to have a conversation.
Likewise,
That's
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Very much so. Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Naka.
All right.
Navalevu.
See you guys
Cheers.
on the next one.
Naka.
Peace.
Peace. God bless.